Hi, my name is Sarah Nance, and this is my Module 1 introduction video. I am married, and I am expecting my first baby in December. For some personal demographics of me, I live in Centennial, Colorado, which is a south suburb of Denver. It's about 10 miles south. In Centennial, I teach at Eagle Crest High School, which is part of the Cherry Creek School District. We are the third largest school in the state at 2,900 students. There are 50,000 students within our district, and this is my 8th year teaching at Eagle Crest and total. At Eagle Crest, I'm an English teacher. I coach JV volleyball. I am the English 9 PLT leader, and I also sponsor National English Honor Society. This year, I teach 9th graders, grade level English, and I also teach AP Lang and Comp for juniors. So my critical reflection with data analysis and assessment so far is frankly that it has come a long way since I started at Eagle Crest in the short 8 years that I've been there. I used to get just custom RAD reports for my students, and they would be printed off and put in my mailbox about 2 days before school started, and I would have that to go on for proficiency of my students. And luckily we have finally transitioned to a more comprehensive online tool called Tableau. I am evaluated personally on Halogen. Halogen is the teacher evaluation interface that I use. And then on a more personal level, I use Schoology, which is kind of like a Blackboard interface for students to use. So just very quickly, I was going to show some things about Tableau. Tableau, as you can see, we have a lot of different ways to assess and analyze data, from elementary scores all the way up to ACT Aspire scores and the ACT itself. For schools that it's applicable, IB and also AP, these are all the schools, these different colors are all the schools in our district, all the high schools, and so on and so forth. Graduation workbooks, all kinds of things. I'm not that well trained on Tableau yet, and we were given a training last year, but I think we definitely need some more. Teachers definitely need some more to be able to use this effectively. On a personal level, here is Schoology. So if I put in a assessment, I can set learning objectives and see which of my students have met mastery in certain categories, such as thesis statement or analysis or grammar, and which ones are falling a little bit short. So those are just a couple of tools that I'm able to use for data, but it's more on a personal level, not a school-wide level. So I'm not that savvy with technology. Setting up those learning objectives and those mastery levels on Schoology took a long time for me to figure out, and I needed a lot of help, and I'll have to get the same amount of help this year because it's not exactly really easy for me to remember how to do that time and time again. I set it up once and then it's there for the whole school year, so that takes a little bit of time. I know there's a lot of diverse ways to look at student data to inform instruction, so I'm eager to learn some of those other ways and to kind of really reflect on what else I have available to me. So since I do need more experience using data and assessment, I was going to kind of mention some of the things that, or mention some of the tools that I guess that I've been exposed to in the past 8 years. We actually used to have a test called CSAP, and that test ended in 2009. It was replaced with a transitional test called TCAP, and we had a lot of data, but that test ended in 2014. The transition to PARC happened, but PARC was not well received, and we actually had no data from our students from their PARC scores, and that test ended in 2017 because of it. And so now we have no data, no standardized testing for middle schoolers and 9th graders and 10th graders. The first chance that they get to be assessed is through CMS, and that's in the 11th grade. So lots of transition in Colorado right now, some good, some bad. Obviously ACT and SAT we can look at the following summer, along with AP from College Board. Those scores are available the next summer after those tests, which is good, but also a lot of teachers don't access those scores till the fall and don't have time to change their instruction because of it. I'm really excited to use Tableau. I think that with more training I can really make it an effective tool to analyze student data, but I am definitely worried that we're not going to have enough critical data for incoming freshmen without standardized testing to inform instruction. And obviously, because I'm not a building leader, I don't have the opportunity to look at school-wide data. The school principals are the only ones with access to school-wide data. I get my own students, which is 150 of them, but school-wide I don't have access to that. A little lengthy here, but our district is also in the middle of prioritizing standards. So part of a proposal that I would have would be to discuss how we're going to assess students in upcoming years without, standardized tests required by the state. So I know that that's in the part of the discussion if we're going to prioritize standards and how do we assess students on those standards. And so I think it'll come down to a district assessment that we can use to inform instruction. I think obviously a conversation about that school-wide data can happen if I speak to my building leaders. I don't think they would deny me the access to that. However, they'd only share school-wide data one time at a staff faculty meeting about ACT scores and AP scores where they give praise and talk about trends, but definitely not something that we all have access to, I think, without a conversation. This is my Module 1 introduction video. Hope you learned a little, and I'm excited to learn about other school districts from where other teachers are. Thanks so much.